it's Amy K and welcome back to Sim by Design with another Sims 4 speed build. This one is pretty special to me because it's the Burrow from the Harry Potter series. If you don't know what the Burrow is or what Harry Potter is, you're living under a rock. But the Burrow is the Weasley's house that Harry goes to stay at a lot of the time in the books before school starts and all of that stuff. Which that's a pretty kind of vague description of it, but that's pretty much what it is. I love Harry Potter, as most of you know, and it was suggested to me by my good friend Dratani on here. I really hope I'm saying your name right. I've never actually pronounced it out loud, just in my head, but I know she's watching, and she suggested that I build the Burrow when I said that I didn't really want to do Hogwarts because it's been done so many times. So I'm doing this because I thought it was a great idea and I hadn't thought of it before, and I was so surprised I hadn't. But it was so fun to do. It was kind of frustrating at times, and it took me 4 hours, I think, I think 4-ish hours over the course of 2 days to do this. But it was so fun to do. You can tell I cut a lot out because, 4 hours sped up, and this is already a 20-minute video, a little over 20-minute video, I believe. And when I sped everything up times 100% or whatever, it was still pretty long. I think it was 40 minutes. And I didn't want you guys to have to sit through a 40-minute video of me just trying to figure stuff out. So I cut down the boring-ish parts that I thought were boring, at least. Yeah. So this is a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom. You can fit all of the Weasleys in here if you want, which you can't actually fit all the Weasleys in the house because there's 9 of them and you can only do 8, but semantics, whatever. You don't have to do Bill and Charlie, but I did have a room in there for them. There is a room for the parents, Arthur and Molly Weasley. Bill and Charlie share a room. Percy has his own room because it's Percy, and Fred and George of course share a room. Ron has his own room. It's the very top one, and Ginny has her own room. You will kind of see by the personality that I put into each room whose is whose. I will kind of maybe talk a little bit about them once we get to that, but that's going to be a minute. I tried to put as much personality into this house. It's not going to look pretty much, the inside of it doesn't really look like the Weasley's actual house because, one, we didn't have a whole lot of stuff that would really fit into that. I tried to do the exterior as close to the Weasley's house as I could. For the most part. And then the inside, I just made it really cluttered and full of life and everything mismatched because that's kind of the way the Weasley's house is. It's just very all over the place, and yeah. But I absolutely this. I probably enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed building the one for Psycho. But the Psycho one is still my favorite because it's the closest looking one to the actual, set. But this one's really special to me because it's got to be part of the Harry Potter world. And because I did this one specially today, I know I hinted at doing a special build in my video last week relating to a movie that comes out today. And Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them comes out today in theaters. And it's not necessarily related to the Burrow and the Weasleys and stuff, but it's still in the Harry Potter universe, so I thought it would be a fun idea to put that in. I thought it just would add a little something, to the fun, because I am going to see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them tonight, so I don't know much about the locations and stuff in there, there's probably the Ministry of Magic type thing, which is Makusa and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. There is probably something similar to that online that I could look at, but I wanted to do something familiar, and the Burrow was something very familiar to me. It's in every single Harry Potter movie. So, yeah, this one was pretty fun and easy to do once I got the pictures and stuff. And figured out the layout of how I wanted it to look. But yeah, it was fun. I added Some lot traits, which I did not do while I was recording. I did them after the recording and all of that stuff. So you won't see it on here, but I did the homey trait, which is helps Sims level up their cooking, handiness, gardening, domestic type skills, which I thought would be good for this. Not only because the Weasley's house is a very homey feeling house, but also because Mrs. Weasley is very good at cooking and gardening and all of that stuff. I also did great soil, which helps plants grow really well. I did not, I placed pots around the lot. I think it's in here, but I don't remember if I cut it out or not. No, I put the pots in and stuff along with, when I did the lot traits, some outdoor lighting, and added some pot plants and stuff. You'll see them in the screenshots after I finish recording, because I remembered that I forgot to do that, and I already had the entire video edited before I did that, so I did it right before taking screenshots. But I did great soil for gardening as well to help plants grow really well. And I did haunted because if you have read the books, there is a ghoul in the attic above Ron's room. You don't actually get the attic in this house because you can only go up 4 floors unless you have a basement. I didn't want to make this a level lower. So there is like a little attic, fake attic area, I guess, above where Ron's room is. So there is a ghoul in the attic up there. I guess it's haunted. I don't remember exactly what that lot trait does. I think it's just you may have spirits running around the lot, I would assume. But I thought that one was a very fitting trait. And as you can see, I have a ton of mismatched chairs and furniture. Like, I purposely made it so nothing in this house matches. And I added a big old clock right there for Mrs. Weasley's favorite clock. Her clock, I don't know exactly what they call it, but it's the clock that tells you where everyone is, I guess. Yeah, it has like 9 hands where it has every family member and it'll point to like home, work, traveling, danger, that kind of thing. It's really cool, and I would love to have a clock like that. I have been looking, actually, I saw on Twitter a couple months ago, someone actually made that kind of clock, and it's insane, like based on the GPS in their phone, like their family members' phones, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. So I'm adding in the bedrooms now. The blue one is Ginny's. This one with the 2 blue beds is Fred and George's, and that is Bill and Charlie's, and then this is Ron's room. Ron's is probably the most decorated because they describe it the most, and actually it's the only one they really describe in the books, except for in the beginning of the 7th book they describe somebody else's room, I can't remember. But Ron has bright orange walls and all this stuff for his favorite Quidditch team, the Wimberine Wasps, and I think it's yellow, or maybe it's orange. I thought it was orange, so I did like orange wallpaper, and I had to put that Harry Potter type poster in there, and I did a lot of soccer jerseys and basketball jerseys and soccer posters because I thought that would be a kind of Quidditch, not the Quidditch type thing, and I thought it worked pretty well. I also added the stack of luggage. I wanted to add that more throughout the house, but I forgot. But I added that stack of luggage as his bedside table, and I put a frog on top of it because the first time Harry goes to Ron's house in the 2nd book, there is a aquarium full of frog spawn, which is like frog eggs or something, on top of his bedside table. So I thought that would be kind of a cool addition. And yeah, I say that so much. I realized that when I was doing closed captioning the other day. I say, but yeah, so anyways, things like that, and it's kind of annoying. I find it annoying myself. And I cut out a bunch of my cluttering of the kitchen because I just went on forever, and I just put pots around the sink and boxes, and I tried to make I know the kitchen in the Weasley's house is like super cluttered and full of life and stuff, and it's like the literal heart of the household. I know they say that as like for everything, but it's the heart of the household, and I wanted to make it seem well used and well loved. And I really liked using those poofs as side tables, so I use them everywhere I have a poof. The sim won't be able to sit on it because it is a side table. This double bedroom is the parents' room, so it's Arthur and Molly's room. I didn't really put much in it because I figured since the Weasleys are so poor and there's so many of them, Arthur and Molly probably would give as much stuff to their children and have their children have more stuff than they do. So it's just really a bed, a rug, a chair, and a bookshelf. And then in Percy's room, which is this one I'm doing right now, I added lots of files and paperwork and stuff, and then a giant picture of a guy who I'm going to pretend is Percy's boss in the fourth book. I'm blanking on his name, and I don't know why. I'm so shocked at myself, but it's his boss who runs, like, he's like in love with him, and I'm really upset with myself for forgetting his name. But for Ginny's room, she doesn't really have a whole lot of character development besides the fact that she's a really tough, kick-ass kind of girl. But I figured, just from watching her, I feel like she's an artist, creative kind of person. So I put an easel and a little fake paint station and what kind of looks like a paint tarp. I think it is a paint tarp that came with the new expansion pack underneath it, just to give it a little bit more fun. And I feel like it's something you need to have in here is at least a little bit of creative stuff, especially if you're using this for a livable house for your Sims. Bill and Charlie's room has really just nothing. It's got, I think, a bookshelf, the 2 beds, and a rug, maybe a picture. Yeah. I don't think I even put a bookshelf in there. I don't know what else I do. Oh, there is a bookshelf in there. And then Fred and George's is the only other one I kind of really went all out in decorating. I did a lot of posters, a lot of collectible items, because they're jokesters, and I didn't know what else to put in there, so there's a ton of the collectible sugar skulls, the eggs, some of the crystals, random posters of those weird alien foods that came with Get to Work, Dine Out, because I thought that would be kind of a fun, like, it's just something really weird, and it looks like it would be something that the twins used for their joke shop. And I put a bunch of like crazy looking fish around too, just because it was funny looking. So that was my idea on Fred and George's room, and that's pretty much all of the rooms done. And I went out to the, like, excuse me, I burped. Sorry, that's really gross. I went outside and I kind of decorated a little bit of plant life. I did a little pond. I don't think that there's a pond in the actual book or movie. There's like, they're next to a lake in the second movie. So I kind of put a little pond in the backyard and put a lot of plant life around it. Kind of overgrown type stuff. And I even made some makeshift Quidditch hoops up in one corner along with their little domed garage, which that domed garage, if you noticed earlier, is just a roof put into the shape of a dome. You can't really actually go into it. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it, but there is a door on the like front of the roof, so you could try to have your Sims go in there. I don't think they actually could go in there because I know that's where they used to keep the Ford Anglia. That is a big part of the second book, but let me know if you test it and they actually work. But it was really fun trying to make these Quidditch hoops because I raised and lowered some of the columns using the 9 and 0 keys. And I was looking everywhere for something that would work as the hoops. And I found those oval mirrors, this right here, that came with Get Together. And I just thought it was perfect. They looked exactly like the Quidditch hoops, except I did like a silver and wood kind of look because I didn't think that the Weasleys would have like gold Quidditch hoops, because they do talk about there's like a hill behind their house that they go and play Quidditch at in one of the books. So I thought, since Fred and George and Charlie and Ginny and Ron, like everybody in their family pretty much except for like Percy and Bill played Quidditch, that they would have to have a Quidditch hoops in their backyard. So that's what I did, and I had a lot of fun. Because you can still see like the mirror reflecting on it, I end up putting some bushes raised up to kind of hide them a little bit. And I thought that gnarled oak tree was kind of a fun touch because it just looked so old and creaky and like something that a wizard would have, and I had to put it in there. And if you know the books as well, the Weasleys have a gnome infestation problem, which was perfect because The Sims is all about gnomes. So I put at least one of every gnome around this place, and just a little sneak peek or a little hint, you'll see it later, but look in the pond very closely for the gnome there. I thought it was a really cute addition to put the little flotation, the gnome with a little floaty in there. I thought that was kind of fun. And I added the alien roots from Get to Work. I think they're from Get to Work. That's when the aliens came in and stuff. So I added those in as like roots from that gnarled oak tree, even though they're like kind of weird looking. I thought it was kind of fun. And I scaled up the little frog fountain that came with the backyard, I think it was backyard stuff. I thought it was so cute and I had to add it in. But I think I'm going to leave it here. I am getting a little exhausted from talking for so long. It's been like, what, 15 minutes? And I still have another video I need to record for next Friday right now because I'm trying to do it all right now so I don't have to worry about it when I'm on vacation next week. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new because I post a new video every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time without fail. It's my favorite thing to do all week is to make videos. So you can look forward to that. I have a special one for American Thanksgiving next week. It does come out on Friday, so it's kind of like a Black Friday type thing. But I will see you guys next Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to follow me on the gallery and on Twitter. They are both Sim by Design. I will have the link for this to download in the description below, as well as you can find it on the gallery titled The Burrow. Just search The Burrow and see and make sure it's Sim by Design. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.